So I've seen a lot of really awesome sleds for, you know, getting straight edges on boards like this that don't have one. For me, I work a lot with this type of wood, so it's something I needed to do often. And I never had some awesome sled. I always just took the piece of wood and I screwed it down to a piece of plywood or whatever, ran it to the table saw, then pulled the screws out and cut the ends off. Or, you know, I've done a million things like that, but I thought I had this idea for a sled. The reason I never liked all the sleds that I saw was they were always so complicated. You had like to clamp them or whatever. And I've seen some cool ones with those quick clamps, but those things are expensive. So I had this idea, and I built this whole sled and I made this whole video, and I was like, oh, this is way simpler, but it kind of wasn't simpler. And then I realized what I was doing wrong. So basically, this is my idea. I use this MDF, which was good, or melamine, because it's nice and slippery. Although next time I won't, because it doesn't hold these T-nuts as well. I put a bunch of, not T-nuts, but inserts, threaded inserts. I put a bunch of threaded inserts in here. And then on the other side, I just got that generic kitchen counter cabinet drawer paper that keeps stuff from sliding around on the inside because it's pretty sticky. And I spray glued it down. I made them on the CNC machine. Obviously, you don't have to. You can cut them out. I just did it because I have a CNC machine now, and I thought it'd be a good learning experience. And I made these little sliding adjusters so I could slide this fence, put it up against the uneven board, give me an even hangover on the edge of my sled that I would then run across the table saw blade. The reason I went through all this was I also could then use it to make tapered legs. I could adjust these to make tapered leg jigs and set that up, mark where they go, run legs through all the time. But it was kind of a pain in the neck to just kind of be moving these things all around. And then I realized I don't have to. I could just completely take them off, take them out of my way, and put the wood right on this sticky surface and just push it right through. The bottom is slippery enough to slide across the table saw, and the top is grippy enough to keep this board through. If you're applying downward pressure, I was using a gripped push block instead of a push stick to push down on it. And I just put the board with just how much of the edge I want hanging over to get cut off, line it up by eye, run it through, and I'm done. I put the next board on. And then once I've done all that, I can take my straight edge that I just created, put it against the fence of my table saw, and run that through and have perfectly even boards. So there's no need to actually clamp it all down on some big jig. All you need is a piece of wood and a piece of this kitchen cabinet stuff. The additional inserts and clamps and fence and stuff, if you want to make it a tapered leg jig, then you need all that. But if you just want to get straight edges on pallet wood or whatever, just get some of that kitchen cabinet liner, shelf liner, and a piece of plywood and you're done. So that's my big invention. No, but seriously, sometimes you just need to rethink things. You know, so I had this idea. I thought it was a pretty good idea. It kind of wasn't, and I realized that I'd actually overcomplicated and overthought the whole idea. That it was actually much simpler than I thought it was. So I hope you like that. I hope that comes in handy. If you like what I do, you can always support me over on Patreon. I'd appreciate it. You don't have to. And yeah, I just wanted to share that little idea with you of a cheap and inexpensive way to create a very easy and fast sled. Have a good one. Be good.